I think it's that a lot of Silicon Valley people want to be public without being public. And so they'd like to either control their shares like a Google or a Facebook, and then not have any accountability to shareholders. And I think that's probably the issue. In Elon's case, it's very complicated, and there's some emotional things going on, and you read that interview. There's some issues around him wanting to tweet. There's some issues with his fight with the short sellers, which has gotten to a kind of a ridiculous point at this point. So I don't think it's related at all.
We've seen some Silicon Valley CEOs, executive teams that are very good at communicating with Wall Street. Jeff Bezos seems to have people in this mindset about how much he's going to invest. Tim Cook has largely gotten people there, though rumors sometimes have an impact on the stock price, but I guess now he's got enough cash, he can just buy when that happens. What's the difference between those who can weather these storms and even control the weather, it seems sometimes, and those who can't?
I don't know. They're adults. They're adults and they want to behave like adults, like the CEOs they should be. When you take a job like that, you have that responsibility. If you want to go public, or just stay private. And I think that's the inclination of a lot of them not to go private so quickly because of the responsibility. And of course, they don't like the personal attacks. You know, sometimes people in Silicon Valley are like hothouse flowers. And if you say one negative thing to them, they react as if you've taken all their marbles and run away. I experience it all the time. So.
Yeah, it's funny because John mentioned first of all, the two largest market cap companies in the world, but neither one of them has, certainly Cook has no control, and Bezos owns a lot of stock but does not have voting control either, as opposed to, as you said, the Google guys or Zuckerberg or Spiegel at Snapchat, all of whom do have control already. I don't get why does this continue to be a theme that we keep hearing about out of Silicon Valley?
Because investors let them. They let them and they indulge them and they juvenilize them and they act like they don't have responsibility. I mean, a lot of that stuff, when we were doing some interviews with Mark, everybody was like, will he be able to withstand questions? And, you know, I remember I talked about this idea. He's a father of 2 children. He's over in his 30s. He's a multi-billionaire by a ridiculous amount. And so I think we sometimes treat them like they're made of paper mache and they can't withstand the thing, but they've taken these jobs. They want to go public. They have to deal with the public markets the way they are. Now, you can change them and you can talk about short-termism, but that's a very different topic that you really can't conflate here. I wouldn't conflate it, though some people might.
Do you hear anything in terms of Musk's mental state? I mean, are you hearing
I wrote a whole column about it. I said he wasn't crazy. No, I think he's overworked and he likes the image of that, I think, and he is on that factory floor and he's exhausting himself. I don't know if that's the greatest thing in the world. It's kind of like cramming for an exam in college. You do that, right? I don't know if it's the best way to run a company, and he probably needs help, like he has at SpaceX with Gwynne Shotwell.
Yeah, a lot of people who work for him, a lot of people have left. I mean,
they have, and it's interesting. I noted that some people can't take it, some people love it, some people can't take it, leave, and then come back. It's it's much more visionary than most CEOs, and he's got a reputation for being tough, and he drives himself too. So it's kind of an odd. It's not the way I would run a company, but that's the way he feels like that's how you get things done. And he has had a lot of accomplishments, let's be clear.